Hi everyone! Today I'm going to make chocolate chip cookies out of all of these ingredients that you can see in front of you. Let's begin. Of course, the first thing you need is flour, all-purpose flour, some coffee, any coffee would do, white sugar, any type of brown sugar would do, baking soda, some butter, vanilla essence, and eggs. Any medium egg would do, either organic or inorganic. I have these, a bowl, and some measuring spoons, a spatula, and the best ingredient in the chocolate chip cookies is chocolate. I want to make one thing clear, that when you're using chocolate for your chocolate chip cookies, don't use chocolate chips. Like the store-bought chocolate chips that you have, don't use those because those are compound chocolates. Those are made of compound chocolate and it doesn't taste that good. Neither do they melt. The best chocolate to put in your cookies is actually dark chocolate. So anything over 70% is good. But don't go too overboard. I think around 70% is the way to go in chocolate chip cookies. So these are the ones that I bought. In Pakistan, we have these, which don't cost as much because other kind of dark chocolate is going to cost you a lot of money. This doesn't cost you as much money, but these are still pretty expensive because I'm going to put a lot of them in the cookie batch. So this is dark chocolate, okay? It says premium dark chocolate. I got this in a deal, by the way, so I bought a lot of them. And the other thing that I do is I also put in some milk chocolate. This doesn't melt in the cookie, and it has some cubes left in the cookie. So whenever you take a bite, ever so often you will get a piece of chocolate which not melted and which has its own flavor. In Pakistan, I have observed this. People don't really know what a real cookie is. They just think like the chocolate chip cookies that we have. You know the biscotti chocolate chip cookies. That's what they think a cookie is. My friend, you have no idea what a cookie is if you think that's a cookie. So I'll show you what a real cookie is. Okay, so let's just get done with the dry ingredients first. The first thing that you'll need is a measuring cup. That's just 1 cup. As it says over here, it's 1 cup, if you guys can see. This is 1 cup. And this is half a cup. Usually the measurements are written on the cup. The cup measurement is written here, and the volume is written over here. So half a cup is 125 milliliters, and 1 cup is 250 milliliters. Okay, so 250 milliliters this, and 125 milliliters this. 1 cup, and this is half a cup. You're supposed to take half a cup of white sugar. So brown sugar. Fun fact, people think that brown sugar is healthier for you. It's not. Brown sugar is actually just sugar, but with molasses added into it. This is 1 cup. That was 1 cup of brown sugar and then half a cup of brown sugar. So half a cup of brown sugar. 1 teaspoon is around 5 milliliters. So whichever says 5 milliliters on your measuring spoon, that is the one you're going to use. So 2 teaspoons of coffee. Now make sure it should be leveled and not heaped. So this is a heap. Don't do that. It should be leveled. No, like that. Actually, this is how you level something. This is how you level something. Still leveled. 2 teaspoons of salt goes in too. That's 1. We also need half teaspoon of baking soda. So here's my baking soda. 1 teaspoon is 5 milliliters. So half a teaspoon is obviously supposed to be 2.5 milliliters. So I'm just going to find which one of these is 2.5 milliliters. 2.5. So this one is 2.5 milliliters. That's what it says. So 2.5 milliliters of baking soda. Again, I'm going to level this. This is how you level it. Goes in. And the last thing that we need is, of course, flour. 2.5 cups. That's 1. That's 2. Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm going to use this, which in Urdu is called like a parat. I really prefer this, by the way, because it has beveled edges, so it's easier to clean. Here you go, everything goes in. Bye-bye bowl. 2 eggs. This egg's fine too. Put that in. So 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm using very easy to find ingredients. This is nothing special. Okay, now I need to put in the butter. You guys need to make sure that the quantity of your butter is consistent and is actually in ratio with the batch. So this here, the big tub of this specific label is 475 grams. So I'm going to use half of it. In the recipe, you're supposed to use around 230 grams. So it's about half of what this is. So I'll just put in half. Half of what this is, okay? I'm not going to put it in the batch, rather I'm going to put it in a different bowl. I cleaned this bowl out, by the way. It doesn't have egg residue. Which should be around 1 cup of butter. This isn't butter, by the way. This is margarine. But substitutes as butter. It's not made with animal fat. It's made with plant fat. So this is how my butter looks like. It's melted. Okay. And it's a bit warm. It's not scorching hot. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं अंदर अगर उंगली डालूं तो मेरी उंगली जल जाए. No, it's just warm. नीम गरम है, right? So it's gonna dissolve the sugar as well. And just pour it in there. I'm taking the spatula and I'll mix it. So by the way, there might be some people who will be thinking that I didn't push my flour through a sieve. मतलब मैंने छाना नहीं है flour को. तो बात ये है कि you're not supposed to do that with cookies because there's no need. You're supposed to aerate or run it through a sieve, the flour, only when you're baking a cake. I added some more all-purpose flour in it, and that's why I added more sugar, because of course it's all about the balance, right? आप पहले से ही टेस्ट कर सकते हैं, and I guess baking में अगर पहले से कोई चीज़ टेस्ट अच्छा कर रही है तो बेक होने के बाद वो और अच्छी लगेगी. We're gonna cut some chocolates now. So these chocolates I actually put in the freezer before cutting. वो इस वजह से क्योंकि otherwise ये melt होना start हो जाती है, and when it starts to melt, it actually starts to not remain in a clump or not remain solid. It starts to mix in with the batter. That's not what you want. Very shadai chocolate. So this is how I'm going to cut this. Okay, this is how I'm going to cut this into bigger shards, not small shards, rather bigger. ताकि एक-एक chocolate का shard ऊपर आए. Right. I'm going to do. This is how it's going to look like. ठीक है? Like half inch के shards, तकरीबन. Okay, so now I have my chocolate and my batter. This is the amount of chocolate that I'm putting in because this is what I want. Dark chocolate and milk chocolate, both go inside. The other thing you really need to understand is that you're not going to mix it, rather you're just going to fold in like so. Just fold this in, because if you're going to mix it vigorously, what will happen is that the chocolate will start to melt. There you go. How pretty is that? We're going to make them into little balls and put them on the tray and let them sleep for a whole day. Doing this, butter your tray, lightly butter it so that when you take the cookies off, it's easier, so lightly butter your tray. Okay, so I have water with me too, along with a spoon, so that I can scoop this up and make little balls. That's because this batter sticks to your hand, and if you wet your hands, then it's not going to stick, right? So I'll just scoop up, take this much, I'll wet my hands. This is a bit cold. I'm not using oil or anything to make balls because oil is actually going to really interfere with the cooking process, and I don't want that. I don't want it to interfere with the cooking process. Water works the best. Make little balls like this. So this is how I'm going to make a scoop, and just put this on the tray like this. And it's going to flatten out a little bit. Taking my cookies out. And let's open them up. This is how they're supposed to look like. Now you line the baking tray with your butter paper. I'm using butter to grease out the butter paper on the baking tray. Okay, so that the cookies don't stick. Meanwhile, मेरा जो oven है वो heat हो रहा है, preheat कर रहे हैं उसको. I'm just gonna take one cookie ball. Now they're very hard now, and this is how you want the cookies to be hard. Kind of shape them a little bit again, and then put it a little distance apart. Pop this in your oven, and this goes back in the fridge. Set your oven to 150 centigrade or 300 Fahrenheit, and turn the dial to 25 minutes. And I'm gonna let it preheat for 5 minutes. So it goes in the oven, okay, and now the time is 20 minutes. You guys can see very clearly that it's 20 minutes now. The time's 20 minutes now. It's done! Finally! The cookies are out. Let them rest for 10 minutes. Don't pop them in your mouth right now. They're super hot, and they aren't gonna crumble. They're just gonna crack open if right now you touch them. Don't touch them right now. Look at this amazing batch of cookies. How good they turned out. It's amazing. I'll give it a taste test and tell you guys how they taste like. I'm done with my cookies. Let's give them a taste. This is how they look like up close. And I'll show you a close shot. They're soft on the inside. And they're really crumbly too. Let's taste. And I know they're gonna be really good because they smell really nice. The dark chocolate and the milk chocolate, both of them complement the cookie dough so well. And it's really chewy from inside, but it's a bit crunchy on the outside. I guess you guys can even hear that. Look how soft the cookie is. If you want it to be more firm, you can give it another 5 minutes, but we like it this way. So I hope you guys make this. This is really easy and perfect for, what's it perfect for? It's perfect for holidays. Take care. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.